All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Monday Motivation. And these Monday Motivations are really all about mindset and motivation because this is what you need to create breakthrough. And today I want to talk about how to make this your breakthrough year. It's 2025, it's January. And how do you make this your breakthrough year? You will make this your breakthrough year by following some very, very simple practices. Mastering some very basic things, a few very basic habits. And that will take you to the end of the year, and you will have a breakthrough year. Right? So understand that when I talk about breakthrough, you are where you are and you want to be somewhere else, well, that's a breakthrough. You want to create a breakthrough, right? You want to go from where you are, being the person you are and the body you're living in, to being a completely different person, living a different life in a different body, in a healthier, fitter, stronger body. That is creating breakthrough. That is a transformation. That is a transformational process. But to create breakthrough, you need three things. You need a great strategy. There are lots of strategies out there, and a lot of people are able to, let's say weight loss, for example. A lot of people are able to lose weight doing a lot of different things. But can you maintain the results you get with the strategy you use? I find often that a lot of people can't. That's why I often have new clients come to me who say, Coach Del, I lost 70 pounds and I regained every pound back because I just couldn't see myself there when I get there. It didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel like I was in my own body. I've had a number of new clients tell me that I've lost 100 pounds twice. Why? Their strategy was good enough to get them there, but it wasn't good enough to keep them there. So let's understand that. You can do a lot of things to get results, but can you maintain those habits over the long term? To create breakthrough, you have to think about your strategy need to revolve around long-term habits. So you need a great strategy to create breakthrough. You also need a powerful story. You need a powerful story to create breakthrough because that powerful story is what's going to keep you going forward when you don't feel like it. That's your big why. I call it your biggest motivating factor. And that is what keeps you going when you don't feel like it. When you feel like giving up, when the world starts pulling against you and tugging against you and pushing you off course, when you fall flat on your face or flat on your butt, what's going to get you to get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward? That is your why. You got to have a deep emotional why. And the third thing you need to create breakthrough or transformation, guys, you need to be able to change your state on a daily basis. You got to be able to change your emotional state on a daily basis because your emotional state is what dictates the actions you take, the decisions you make. That is what dictate whether you keep going or not. Most people give up on themselves because they can't deal with the emotional roadblocks that usually lead to self-sabotage. So you need to be able to change your emotional state, and we'll deal with that. So today let's talk, where do we start in this process? I always like to start at the end. Start at the end and work your way backwards. It's the end of the year. It's January 1st, 2026. What have you accomplished this year? But most importantly, you gotta start with your big why. Why is this journey important to you? Why is it important for you to get there? You gotta have that big motivating factor that is the thing that's going to help you along, the thing that's going to nudge you along, the thing that's going to help you to keep pushing that freaking giant rock up the side of that steep mountain trying to get to the pinnacle. If you don't have a reason for that, why would you keep doing that? It's work. It's painful. It hurts. Why would you keep doing that? It's challenging. It's difficult. Why would you keep doing it unless you have a deep emotional existential reason Why? That's what we've been working on with my clients over the past couple of weeks. We've been clarifying their why, revisiting their why, and going deeper with it. Right? Your why has to be, I want to lose 40 pounds because I want to fit in my clothes. Okay, well, that's a good start. It's a good why, not a very deep why because it's very superficial. It's external. A deep why has to be intrinsic. It has to come from within. It has to be something that can motivate you. Fitting in your clothes, well, after a while you start to, rationalize. Hey, I don't look that bad. It's okay. I'm not that bad. My clothes, I can just get bigger clothes, right? I got some bigger clothes. Well, that's fine. I can give away the stuff that don't fit. That's okay, right? You see, you start to rationalize. So that's not deep enough. A deep why you can't rationalize away. So you want to lose 40 pounds because you want to fit in your clothes. Why do you want to fit in your clothes? Well, makes you feel better about yourself. Okay, well, great. Why do you need to feel better about yourself? Right? After a while, again, that's something you can rationalize and feel better. Well, it's okay. I feel okay. It's like, okay, well, feeling better about yourself is great. But why is it important? Well, it'll help me to be able to get out and do more things with my family. And okay, well, now we're getting something deeper, something that is more important to you. You want to do things with your family. And why is that important? Lots of people don't do things with their family. So why is it important for you to do things with your family? Well, because, they're important to you and you want to develop a deeper, richer relationship with your family. Oh, okay. Well, now you want to develop a deeper, richer relationship with your family by doing things with your family, doing important things with your family. You will develop a deeper, richer relationship with your family. Okay, well, now we're getting deeper, something more meaningful to you. But still, why is that important to you? Why is it important to you to develop a deeper, richer relationship with your family? Well, it leads to a richer experience of living and makes you feel more alive. You really want to feel more alive. You want to feel more fulfilled. You want to feel like life is worth living, that you're living and not just existing, that you're experiencing life at a deep, rich level where you can smell the smells, feel the feelings, see those vivid colors. Now you see you've gotten somewhere. So imagine every day you're eating the right foods, you're doing the activity, you're getting the amount of sleep, you're drinking your water because, hey, it helps you to have a deeper, richer experience of life. It makes your life worth living. Now, do you see the difference? You're not just after losing weight, you're after every habit you're practicing, you're after a deeper, richer experience of life. It's about your life. It's about how you live your life. It's what makes you feel alive. That is what your why has to be. So start with your what. Start with what you want. I want to lose 40 pounds. I want to get healthy without meds. I want to get off my medication. Whatever your what is. And then ask yourself why and go 5 levels down. Ask yourself why 5 times and until you get to a place where, well, it just is. There's no reason why you want to have a deeper, richer experience of life. That is life. That is what life is about. That is what makes you want to get up in the morning. That is what makes you do the things you do. That is a deep, emotional, existential why, because it's about your life. It's about how you live. It's about why you get up in the morning. It's about why you do the things you do. That is what your big why has to be about. Now let's talk about your what. That's the next thing. It is January 1st, 2026. What have you accomplished this year? Now you need to create a mission statement around what you've accomplished. That's what we've been working on for the past couple of weeks. What's your mission statement? What have you accomplished? It is January 1st, 2026. I am, if you're 200 pounds and your goal is to lose 50 pounds, can you lose 50 pounds this year? Absolutely. I am 150 pounds. I am 150 pounds. Your mission statement is an I am statement. It's a declaration. This is what I have achieved. Again, you're in the future looking back. You're not here thinking about the year. You're next year looking back at your year. I am 150 pounds. I am healthy, fit, and strong. I am healthy without medication. My blood sugar is healthy without medication. I have decreased my insulin usage by a third. I have reduced my medication by 50%. You see the specifics? You gotta be specific. What is it that you have accomplished? We're not talking about what you want to accomplish. We're talking about what have you accomplished. In order to do this, I am eating the right foods in the right amounts at the right time. I am drinking 90 ounces of water every day. I am exercising 2 to 3 days every week. I am walking 5K to 10K steps every day. I am getting 7 hours of sleep each night at least. You see the specifics? An I am statement is a declaration. A declaration is very different from, just saying an affirmation. Nothing wrong with affirmations. That's how you program your subconscious. But affirmations without action is the beginning of delusion. Affirmation without action is the beginning of delusion. So your I am statement, your mission statement is a declaration. And with that declaration, you are spelling out exactly what you are going to do to get the results, what you have done to get the results that you have gotten, because you've already gotten the results. January 1st, 2026, I am 150 pounds because I've lost 50 pounds. I am healthy without meds because, hey, I'm doing the right things that help me to get healthy. I have reduced my insulin usage by a third. That is what I have accomplished. I have cut my blood pressure medication in half. That is what I accomplished. In order to accomplish this, I am exercising 2 to 3 days a week. I am. What are you doing? I'm drinking at least 90 ounces of water every day. I am walking at least 5K to 10K steps every day. I am. Spell it out. Be very specific with your commitment. Be very specific with your accomplishment. Be very specific with what you're doing to get there, what you have done to get there. That is the process. You see how powerful this is? Now, here's what you're going to do. You're going to write it out. It's not real until you write it out, until you commit it to paper. It's just a wish. We're not in the business of wishing. We're in the business of creating. In order to create, you got to write it down. You've got to repeat it to yourself every day, a couple times a day, with feelings, with emotion. It is January 1st, 2026. I am 150 pounds. I am healthy without medications. I have reduced my insulin usage by a third. I have cut my blood pressure medication in half. To accomplish this, I am exercising 3 to 5 days a week. I am walking 5K to 10K steps every day. I am drinking at least 90 ounces of water every day. I am getting at least 7 hours sleep a night. You see how specific that is? Now that is a declaration, my friend. That is a mission statement. That's your declaration. You can write it down. You can repeat it to yourself with feeling. Here's why feeling is important. Any habit that has very deep emotions wrapped up with it will be picked up by your brain very quickly, much more quickly. Emotional habits are picked up and created by your brain much more quickly. Think about that ice cream you love since you were a kid and the sugar that you're addicted to since you were a kid. Think about the emotions that are wrapped up around ice cream when you hear that ice cream truck comes and the feelings that go along with that and how happy you are and the emotions of eating that ice cream, the joy on your face, and you brought that with you to adulthood. Right? When you get that ice cream, how good you feel. When you get that dessert, how good you feel. Those emotions are still there. That little girl, that little boy, those are the emotions. That's why those sugar habits are so difficult to break. Lots of emotions wrapped up with them. So those habits are very deeply wired in your subconscious. In order to do the same with your habits that you're practicing now, you got to get them deeply wired into your subconscious. So when you start the process of repeating your mission statement every day, it is going to be a suggestion to your subconscious. You're making a suggestion to your subconscious. Hey, this is what I want, right? Hey, I am 150 pounds. Hey, this is what I'm working towards. I'm 150 pounds. Over time, where you need to get to, that suggestion need to become a command to your subconscious. I am 150 pounds. I am 150 pounds. I am 150 pounds, because that is where I am, and that there is nowhere else to be. There is no other possibility. That is where I am. And that is how you reprogram your subconscious to support you, to bring you what you want on a daily basis. You got to program it with that mission statement, that declaration of what you have accomplished. You've got to keep in mind that big why. That is your motivating factor. Now, in addition to those two very important components, you need you need to master some basic habits, right? You need to have some daily basic habits that you're practicing. And the strategy, what's our strategy? Eating the right foods in the right amounts at the right time. Very basic strategy. Eating balanced meals. Every time you eat those carbs, you got to balance those carbs with, some protein and healthy fat. Keeping those starchy carbs earlier in the day. Why? The research tells us that when you eat starchy carbs at night, your body doesn't process them very well because your insulin sensitivity is lower, your glucose tolerance is lower, so your body doesn't deal with starchy carbs very well at night. We know that for a fact. That's what Chrono Nutrition tells us. I've shared this with you guys. You got to eat consistent meals over the course of the day. Eating balanced meals and consistent meals will keep your blood sugar steady over time. That helps to create healthier hormones. Over time, those healthy hormones start to work better. Your insulin start to work better, which leads to your thyroid working better. Your ghrelin, leptin, all your metabolic hormones start working better. That is what reduces your blood sugar. That is what reduces your A1C. That is what leads to fat loss and long-term fat loss. Because again, weight loss is about your hormones, not about diet and exercise. So your job is to create healthier hormones and optimize your metabolism. That's your job if your goal is to create body transformation, health transformation. It's about your health. It's about your hormones. It's about your metabolism. And that is why we're practicing these basic habits. Part of the basics is you got to plan your deviations. You've got to have a plan that you follow, and you got to plan your deviations. When you deviate from your plan, you got to plan your deviations. Because guess what? Those impulsive deviations, they're likely to become impulsive habits that are very difficult to break. You want to get away from impulsive habits, impulsive deviations. You want to plan. Nothing wrong with eating off plan. Nothing wrong with enjoying some of the fun foods you love, the ice cream, the cookies, the cakes, the wine. Nothing wrong with enjoying those things. You need to plan to enjoy those things as part of your process. But you got to plan them. It can't be a thing you come home and you feel like winding down. You have a glass of wine. You feel like something yummy, so you have some cookies or candy or some ice cream. No, that's emotional eating. Anytime there's feeling and food together, that's emotional eating. Those are very difficult habits to break. You want to plan those deviations. You want to strive for consistency, not perfection, consistency. The old 80-20, right? Just like I've been teaching you over the holidays. Guess what? You have lots of opportunities to practice. You're going to fail. That's okay. When you fail, you learn. You get better. Repeat the process. You practice. You fail. You learn. You get better. That's the practice. You don't have to be perfect. Perfection is not part of this process. It is okay to fail. You will fail. Fail as much as you can right now. As often as you can right now. But learn. Learn from each failure. How can I do better next time? It's okay, I ate off plan last night, but guess what? Last night is gone because it doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because nothing you have done up until this point is responsible for your future success. No, only what you do from this moment going forward. Nothing you've done up until this point is responsible for your future success. Only what you do from this moment going forward. Because what you've done brought you right where you are. You see the beauty of this? So today, everything you accomplish from here on in depends on what you do today and going forward. It's not about what you've done so far. It's not about the failures you've had. It's not about the mistakes you've had. None of it really matters. On a daily basis, you got to ask yourself, what are you saying yes to? Right? You got to make some decisions on a daily basis. What are you saying yes to? Every time you make a decision to eat something, to not do your workout, to not drink your water, you're saying yes to something. You're either saying yes to the person you're becoming, the future self you're creating, or you're saying yes to staying where you are. Those are the only two options. You're either saying yes to the person you're becoming, or you're saying yes to staying where you are. Well, 80% of the time, you better be saying yes to the person you're becoming. Those are the decisions you make. Your decisions and actions in the moment is what determine whether you are successful at the end of the year in creating that declaration you have made. That is what's important, right? So just understand that you are in the business of creating transformation. You're in the business of creating you a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I ask some clients, well, why is this process important to them? And they can't see it because they can't see themselves in the future. So if you can't see yourself in the future, if you're almost at your goal and you're 10 pounds away and you can't see, well, why should I even continue? Well, think about, what is it you're really after? Is it just the weight? If you're 70 years old, who do you want to be at 80? How do you want to function? How do you want to be living your life when you're 90? How do you want to function in the world? How do you want to show up? Do you want to be independent, or do you want to have other people taking care of you? You want to be a burden to your loved ones, and they have to take care of you. They have to be feeding you and clothing you and changing you and wiping your butt for you. Is that what you want? Well, you better start creating what you want now. You create that independence now. So you see, this needs to be bigger than just losing weight. This needs to be bigger. It needs to be, what are you creating over the long term? That is what this process is about. And you, my friend, can have a breakthrough year. This is the process of learning how to turn your challenges into triumph. By focusing on your why, by having a mission statement, I am. That is a declaration of fact. By practicing and mastering a few basics, balanced meals, consistency of meals, keeping those starchy carbs earlier, that's the right time, planning those deviations. Practicing the old 80-20, right? What does that look like? 80-20. Well, 80% of a week is 6 days. That 20% is only 1 day. So if you're having a little bit of this, a little bit of that every single day, well, guess what? You're 80% deviation, right? You want your 80% to be on plan. So 6 days out of the week, you need to be on plan. If you're not on plan 6 days out of the week, guess what? You're not on plan. If you're deviating 3-4 days, well, guess what? You're no longer 80-20. Now you're 50-50 or 60-40. Well, that ain't going to do it. That's not going to get you where you want to go. You got to be on plan 80% of the time. That's 6 days. So I shouldn't be seeing those little cookies here, some candies here at lunch or at dinner, and 3-4 days out of the week, I'm seeing little treats here. Those are your habits. And your habits are the habits of deviation. You're deviating 4 or 5 days a week. Well, that ain't going to get it done. You got to limit your deviations to once a week, and you got to plan those deviations. That is how you're going to create breakthrough this year. This is a powerful process, guys. You've got this. It is January 1st, 2026, and you are there. You have created a breakthrough year. You have experienced a breakthrough year. In order for that to happen, follow the process. Commit to the process. Know your why. Internalize that why. Make it deep, emotional, and existential. Have a mission statement. Make that declaration. I am. I am. I am. Know exactly what you're committing to doing and doing it. Learn to master those basics. This is how you have a breakthrough year. You got this, and I'll be right there with you.